To today's webinar. We're really excited. I'll go ahead and ask our fellow panelists to turn on their cameras. Feel free. 1 second. And I just have to say, we're incredibly excited for today's session. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have a lot of content, but yet, I want to make sure our panelists have time to introduce themselves as well. So while, naturally there's a few more minutes where people are piling in, we'll go ahead and introduce today's topic. So excited for today's webinar. And we have two amazing teams here with us today. We have the Tech for Social Impact team from Microsoft, where their mission is to empower every nonprofit and humanitarian organization to accelerate social good. They're committed to providing affordable and accessible technology and tools to nonprofits of all sizes. And that's why they're offering so many grants and discounts on their products and services to really help eligible nonprofits like yours. We also have the Give with Bing team, which is a new feature that allows users to support nonprofit causes they care about simply by searching on Bing. And there's over 900 million searches are made on Bing every day, making this a really innovative, easy, and just must-use fundraising channel for so many organizations. And I do want to remind people that you can use the Q&A function in Zoom to ask your questions. I'll be doing my best to moderate those as effectively as possible. And let me see here, I'm going to close that. And other than that, this should be really fun. We have like two big topics. And I'll go ahead and pass it to the panelists. I'll let you all just jump in, or we can start with Angelica. But why don't you go ahead and take a moment and introduce yourselves to the audience.
Great. Yeah. Thanks so much, Cameron. Hello, everybody. My name is Angelica Gordia, and I'm on our Tech for Social Impact team at Microsoft. So my main function within Tech for Social Impact is really looking at our small to medium nonprofits and those that purchase with us directly. And so we want to make sure that you guys are aware of all the offers that we have, and obviously enable you to be successful as you look at technology and deploy it. With that, I think I'll pass it over to Lauren.
Hi, everybody. Thrilled to be here today. I work closely with Angelica and the Tech for Social Impact team representing Microsoft Advertising, and have been working on a new opportunity, which we are thrilled to share with you today. So thank you for having me. And I will hand it over to Altaf.
Hello, everyone. I'm Altaf. I'm the head of product for Microsoft Rewards, which is a loyalty program. If you have not tried, we give away cool gift cards and Give with Bing, which is what we're going to talk about today, where you can leverage the power of Bing to bring lots of donations to your favorite charity and Bing rebates. Those are my three products.
Hi, everyone. I'm Urmi. I'm on Altaf's team. I'm a PM at Microsoft, focusing on Give with Bing. And we launched this experience last year, and it's about really allowing users to choose where the donations go. And for nonprofits, this is a tool to really help raise donations. And we'll talk a lot more about that later.
Excellent. Well, again, I'm so excited for today's session, which is, how to scale social impact with Microsoft. As you can tell, Microsoft has just so many amazing offerings for the sector. And that's why we're just grateful to have their teams on our stage today to share how these offers work and really get into the ins and outs. And I realized I forgot to introduce myself as well. So for those that are new to Community Boost webinars, my name is Cameron. I'm the CEO and founder at Community Boost, and we do digital marketing for nonprofits. So we're certainly excited to share these amazing tools and this kind of piece of the internet and how you can drive more amazing potential supporters to your cause. So without further ado, I think we're going to pass it over to the Tech for Social Impact team to kick off with their part.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Cameron. I just want to make sure, can everybody see my screen? Is that it?
I can't yet.
Oh, you cannot yet. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's try again. All right.
You're good.
Okay, great. So, oops, give me one, there we go. All right, so again, my name is Angelica Gordia, so I will take you guys through all of the offerings that we basically have here at Microsoft. Let me go ahead and advance the slide here. So what's kind of on our agenda today is really sharing with you kind of our fundamental approach and how we drive social impact. Going through, I want to share with you kind of the vision and how Tech for Social Impact came to be. And then we'll take you through some of our discounted grants and offers that are available for all nonprofits. And then I'll turn it over to Lauren to go through our newest Ads for Social Impact offer. And then we'll just review some additional resources with you and then hand it over to our exciting Give with Bing opportunity as well. Okay, let's see here. Go ahead and advance this. So at Microsoft, you know, we believe that technology is really a powerful force for empowering people and organizations. And we see it every day in our work, like whether it's data and AI and by helping predict malaria outbreaks, or humanitarian organizations delivering digital literacy to displaced people. We truly believe that the success of all of this lands in nonprofit and the NGO sector, and it's critical to how we achieve just our overall mission as a company. But to do this, we really must take the benefits of a lot of the world-class technology and make it accessible, affordable, and relevant to nonprofits, NGOs, and IGOs. So as a customer first and partner-led company, we really start with the needs of our customers and work with our partners to deliver the best outcomes for every organization. So with that, you know, the demands of social, environmental, and humanitarian services that nonprofits provide are really under extreme pressure. So you guys know that, you know, I don't have to preaching to the choir here, but like technology really will play an important role in helping organizations meet those challenges. And in the face of those challenges, companies that can do more really should. And you know, we're here to say that we are. So it's not only the right thing to do, but it is, again, at the core of our mission to empower every person and every organization in the planet to achieve more. So as we think about like the scale today, there's really no question that the social economic impacts of COVID-19 will likely be felt for years, especially in the nonprofit sector. So not only did organizations move 100% of their workers to go remote overnight, but they really did so as donation revenue dried up. Office closed. They had a lot of office closures. We had a lot of furloughs, and layoffs really just became the norm. So this is all really happening, of course, as the demand for social services is really off the charts. So as early as March 2021, you know, there's 74% of organizations that reported canceled fundraising. 52% saw loss of earned income revenue, and another 40% had just overall declines in donations. So we know that technology isn't the whole answer, but we know that there's new models for incorporating digital technology into mission and operations that are needed to weather the current storm and assist with the recovery, you know, in this world that we live today. So as we think through Microsoft, really supporting nonprofits is really part of who we are. It's in our DNA. Microsoft is engaged with charities since 1983, and it started really with the inception of our employee giving program. And then in 2021, when we can take a snapshot of that year, since then we've really given back $2.5 billion in grants and discounted software. We've equipped 225,000 nonprofit organizations with modern, secure, and scalable Microsoft Cloud solutions. And then in July 2020, we launched an initiative to help 25 million people worldwide acquire digital skills needed, especially when COVID-19 started. So everything that we do is really driven by this deep sense of purpose and this timeline value of trust, privacy, transparency, and inclusion. Values that our customers have really come to expect of us, and really, like, as fast as society is changing, it really does require us as a large organization that we are. So Tech for Social Impact started, when we realized we had to kind of evolve our business model a little. So when we think about, this is a build side, let me build this slide out. There you go. So we realized that, again, we just needed to evolve our business model and think about business a little bit different. So as we looked at supporting societal change in organizations and really focused even deeper on nonprofits that we wanted to serve, we kind of looked at the model as a whole to decide like where are the best aspects that we can kind of go a little bit deeper on. So in 2017, Microsoft Philanthropies brought its contribution efforts together with commercial sales and business development, and that's how Tech for Social Impact was born. So we created Tech for Social Impact to empower every nonprofit and humanitarian organization to accelerate social good. And as we work to help everyone achieve more, we are committed to sharing our learnings and reporting our progress across a variety of societal causes, such as affordable housing, digital skilling, and climate change, just to name a few. So Tech for Social Impact, or TSI as I'll probably abbreviate going forward, combines our grants with nonprofit commercial engagement in really a single team to accelerate the impact through technology and really deliver the solutions to empower a lot of this social breakthroughs. And also just help accelerate Microsoft's philanthropic efforts through our efforts and through our partners. So globally, nonprofits have received about 1.9 billion in donated or discount technology services. And not only do we provide grants, but we also reinvest any profits made from our discounted sales into the larger charities into the sector to help smaller ones. So it gives free software to those with 10 or fewer employees, which really make up about 80% of the world's 4 million nonprofit organizations. And we help nonprofits really modify software to meet their specific needs. So as we look at the full model, we know that fundraising is super important. Mobilizing volunteers is very important. So we take a look at all of our solutions and see how we can customize them specifically to nonprofits. So we do this by really connecting, anybody who's willing to help within this global, our global partner ecosystem. Which we'll also showcase in a little bit. And then we also offer a lot of these digital skills training. So, as of March 2021, we were skilling over 30 million learners as part of our global skilling initiative. So it's kind of this 4 pieces of the model is really coming together to make sure that we are also kind of talking our own and walking our own walk as we think through nonprofits and your needs here. All right, so we really do seek to help nonprofits achieve their missions through technology. So whether your goals are to empower employees with secure collaborations tools, recruit more volunteers in specific regions and industries, streamline operations, measure and improve programming, or even dive deeper engagement with beneficiaries and donors for maximum retention, we can help nonprofits just understand what's happening with all this vast data collected and really allowing organizations to proactively take action upon the knowledge that you get from all the data sets that we offer. So this is really just a picture of how our Microsoft Cloud works together. These are kind of an overview of the different solutions that we have and kind of how they fit together as well. So I'm gonna just kind of quickly go through high level all of them, but I am available if you guys do have more questions, so that I don't spend a ton of time talking about all of our products and get to the good stuff of our offers. But before I do that, I will mention that we did also recently announce Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit. So you've probably heard a little bit about that in the last couple of months. And next month we are kind of opening up the gates a little bit more with some more offers there. But basically, at the core of our strategy, again, to help organizations meet the increasing demands, Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit came, and it really connects the nonprofit infrastructure with integrated and intelligent capabilities by bringing together, again, all the data from the different organizations and allow you to really benefit from what's important to you, which is really helping you understand your donors and supporters to drive fundraising and engagement, improving how you deliver programming, to mobilize volunteers, and helping you accelerate mission outcomes by realizing the full value of data, again, to learn more about the critical mission insights. And then all of that just coupled by building the security into the heart of basically everything that we do. So again, I'll talk through kind of some of these specific products just at a very high level. And then if you guys have any questions, obviously happy to set up some time and go through this in more detail. But the first really product that I'll talk about is the Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 powers our global modern workplace within one bundle of products. With Microsoft 365, this is really where we think about this as empowering any of your mobile employees to work seamlessly across devices. We foster collaboration with donors, volunteers, and partners that are even outside of your organization through a lot of guest access, and maximizing your impact, making sure that you can have real-time tracking and authorization of documents, obviously email and all those the virtual meetings, that come with this new era that we are in. So an example of that is obviously Microsoft Teams, which for us is really the keystone and like the core of how we collaborate, and just in general are more productive. So with that, the next solution here as we think through is Microsoft Azure. So with Azure, we really look at this as how we are continuing to accelerate nonprofit missions, looking at Azure services to help nonprofits accelerate innovation from an end, really looking at end-to-end data intelligence, faster application development, and of course, security. Security, I will continue to repeat kind of at the core of all of our products, as that is something that we focus and put a lot of time in. So as we think about Azure, Azure, again, is very cost effective as you're looking to do any type of Azure migration onto the cloud. With Azure, like, you really only pay for what you're using. It's very flexible, and again, the security and compliance is pretty key here. Azure migration, as we see for a lot of the nonprofits that are starting to look to move to the cloud, it's a really good way to optimize costs and really migrate with confidence as we think through Azure and the systems that come with that. So from there, I'll move to business applications. Business applications with Dynamics 365 is really a set of connected applications that are designed to transform and enable your core organizational activities. So whether you're engaging donors or volunteers, or again, connecting with beneficiaries or employees, even managing finances. So not only does our business application combine CRM and ERP capabilities, but it does integrate to your data using business logic and good processes. So a lot of the solutions that we can take advantage of with Dynamics 365 is really looking at Power Platform. We see one of those as the best ones for smaller nonprofits that can really develop a lot of no code and low code if they don't have that know-how. Power Platform enables you to kind of bring all that together and really modernize a lot of your business processes. Fundraising and engagement is another popular one. This is something that as we thought through, like Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit, this was actually one of the first ones that we launched within this last year. And it's really technology that can help you nurture constituent relationships, as well as support, again, your fundraising area that we know is super important, especially now. And so we enabled this through a series of solutions, and are excited to kind of continue to roll that out. So great. So after going through all that, you're probably asking yourself, what does this cost and how do I get started? So I wanted to just break out the underlying licenses and any of the free or discounted offers that you can leverage through nonprofit pricing. So this chart right here is just kind of an overlay. Again, as you think about like what we're trying to accomplish, the enable your team's day-to-day work, visualize and measure impact, optimize operations with cloud migration, and modernize processes. All of these are kind of the products that sit underneath that. And let me just switch here to the one that is most exciting. So this is, we've tried to break this down to show, straight cost around. So as I mentioned, a lot of our products are, basically close to 75% off of a typical commercial SKU. And what we've tried to do here is break it down into small to medium size and what those type of sizes can take advantage of, and then our larger nonprofits. So I won't go into all the details here, but I will highlight kind of the more exciting ones that filter into what we were just discussing earlier. So within Modern Workplace, nonprofits that have less than 10 employees basically can get 10 free seats of business premium to enable all that other collaboration that we discussed before. We also offer, though, if you want kind of the business basic, that is 100% granted to you. So you can sign up and get up to basically 300 free licenses of business basic. And then we always offer up to 10% discount of new devices. So when you're interested in kind of upcycling your devices, you can get in contact with us and we have a good discount there. Then under the business applications and Power Platform, we have a Power BI basically desktop version that is 100% free. So you can go in and download that and start using that. Then we have Power BI Pro, which is $3 per user per month. And then Power Apps, which is what's running a lot of the infrastructure behind, like within Power Platform. That is very similar to our business premium discount, which gives up to 10 seats for basically granted for free. And then anything over that is $2.50. And then with Dynamic Sale Enterprise, which is what really drives a lot of the fundraising and engagement solutions there. We do, when you partner with one of our partners and nonprofit partners in our ecosystem, you do get granted up to 5 seats there, 100% free. And then over that is about $23.80 at any per user after that. And then with Azure, we're super excited to announce we offer $3,500 basically annually that you can use to work on any of your migration, to stand up your websites, to any basic workloads. Basically up to $3,500 you get renewed every year. And that also includes an onboarding concierge that is available to help you get started if you don't have that technical expertise. So with that, I will turn it over to Lauren. Let me turn it over to Lauren to talk through ads for social impact.
All right, thank you. So if you're not already excited about all of the offers that Angelica just beautifully walked you through, we have one more for you. So it's all about advertising, and we're calling this program Ads for Social Impact. So we launched this earlier this year, and we are offering a 50% discount on our owned and operated search advertising. So what that means is Bing, AOL, Yahoo. And when you think about PC searches, that contains 1 in every 3 PC search. So we have a great amount of traffic there to allow you to extend your reach beyond other advertising efforts that you may already be conducting. So this will, again, allow you to grow awareness around your mission. And if you're not already familiar with how search advertising works, is you only pay when somebody clicks on your ad. So they'll have a high intent to maybe donate or even volunteer for your organization. And this will certainly help, in addition to the stack that Angelica just walked you through, get you more deeper understandings of how your constituents are interacting with your cause, and just allow you to have more discounted products with Microsoft. So there's an apply now link here. So you could apply again today. And as long as you're registered with us as a Microsoft nonprofit and in one of the available markets, including Australia, Canada, France, Israel, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and the United States, we could get you started right away. So looking forward to hopefully hearing from many of you to take advantage of this new opportunity.
Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. So I just to leave you with a couple things. So again, we do offer a lot of this capacity building and skills. And so I will leave you with some links here. You'll see kind of everything that we went through as through all of our offers, and then also the sign up for Ads for Social Impact as well. We are super excited to kind of come on and help answer any questions as well. So there is a contact us form if you do have additional questions after this. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to myself as well. And then with that, I will pass it back to our Give team. Let me stop sharing really quick here. All right.
Thanks, Angelica, for that. And I will bring up the Give With Bing presentation here in a second. All right, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Altaf, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, thanks, Urmi. So again, Microsoft, one of the best things I like about Microsoft is, there's always that spirit of giving, and it's not just restricted to the awesome options that Angelica and Lauren just gave you, but now it's becoming ingrained into the product as well. So I'm going to talk about Give It Bing along with Urmi. Urmi is the head for Give It Bing for the program. So we're going to talk about what Give It Bing is, how you can generate donations with Give It Bing, and some of the celebrity endorsements and nonprofit testimonials that we have. And then we're gonna show you how to co-market and get the maximum out of it. Microsoft has their coffers open, and we want you to help us empty it out as soon as possible. So let me talk about what is Give It Big. So as I was mentioning, the philanthropic footprint of Microsoft is now getting deep rooted into the product, and Give It Bing is a great example of that, which is now a feature of Microsoft Rewards, which is the loyalty program that we have. But we have brought it up such a way that instead of using the rewards points for yourself, which funnily we call it selfish mode, we actually allow users to give it to a charity of their choice, which is more of a give mode. Once you enable it, the all the searches or all the earnings from the Microsoft Rewards ecosystem starts getting contributed towards the nonprofit of the user's choice. And there is no cost. Users are not paying for it. So far we have raised over $9 million. We are almost close to getting towards our 10 million mark. And this has benefited over 45,000 nonprofits that are in the catalog of 1.4 million that we have. So what is Bing? If you're not aware, Bing is one of the best search engines, or a beautiful looking search engine that we have. And it's the second largest, the search engine volume wise in US and most of the other markets. So if you have not tried Bing, just go to bing.com and give it a shot. It does what a search engine is supposed to do. But the biggest thing is it gives you back, and it can give you a back, and you can choose to keep it for yourself, or you can give it to a nonprofit of your choice. And that's the best thing I like about Bing, is like the ability to use Bing and generate donations for a nonprofit of user's choice. So give it a shot. Bing is available on PC, mobile, pretty much on any surfaces that you may be using to connect to the world. So how does this program work? It's pretty simple. Users join Microsoft Rewards, or if they join through bing.com/give, you join into the rewards program, but by default, it turns on Give It Bing to a default charity. You can change the charity to a charity of your choice. And then you just simply have to use search for your day-to-day search usage on your phone, on your devices, or on your PC. And all these searches are accumulated, and we count them and award you points for all the searches. And at the end of the month, what we do is we collect all your contributions, convert that into a cash equivalent and across all the users, and send one check to your charity via our partner called Benevity. So we are available in 8 markets across the world. So United States is, of course, the biggest market where we are situated, but it's not limited to that. It has United Kingdom, Germany, France, Canada, Spain, Australia, and Italy. And we are hoping to expand this even in future as we get more and more support from the users. So let me play what Janelle Monae, who was one of our celebrity endorsers for this program, and how she's using Give It Being for her favorite charity, social justice learning. So you're gonna hear from her why she cares about Give It Being and how Give It Being is helping her with her own charity. So.
All right, and let me know if there's any audio trouble here.
Hey everybody, I'm Janelle Monae, and I hope that this finds you well. I wanted to talk about resources and how I think it is important that everyone has access to the resources that they need. Resources that empower communities to live their life with dignity and ultimately to live out their dreams. I believe that underserved communities deserve access to necessities. And in fact, with the help of many amazing partners, including the Social Justice Learning Institute, we have distributed over 30,000 meals to families in Los Angeles and Atlanta through Wonder Lunch, an initiative that we started to address job loss and food insecurities in the wake of COVID. I've also partnered with Microsoft Bing to give back to the organizations that I'm passionate about. By joining forces with Bing and the Microsoft Rewards community, we can encourage donations and help create new dreams, new visions, new opportunities. It's really simple to get started as well. Every time you search on Bing, you can earn the Microsoft Rewards points. Those points can be donated in support of the organizations that you care about, and that will help provide vital resources. Microsoft Bing has even pledged to match your donations and to make a difference to the organizations and the people that really do need it most. So go to bing.com/Janelle Monae to learn more and to start helping me. Let's work together to create opportunities for every community. Help me do that. Thank you.
All right, so now that we've seen what Give It Bing is, heard a little bit about how it can be used to support causes, we'll go through exactly how your supporters can actually go in and use this experience and raise donations. And we'll kind of go through a step-by-step of how that works, and then dive into, as a nonprofit, what can you do to make the most out of this. So the first thing that a user would do to start supporting a cause through Give It Bing is really go ahead and join the program. So it's really going to bing.com/give. They click on join, can use the Microsoft account to sign up or create one in this process if they don't have one. And that's it. Now they're part of Microsoft Rewards and Give It Bing. And you could see we selected a default cause for them, which we rotate through. They can just go click on we have, which we again rotate through, or they can go and search for a specific one. That's it. Now that's their cause that they're supporting through their searches. Now all that's left to do is search. So they can go to bing.com, start searching. And then if you notice on the top right-hand side of the screen, there is a little heart icon and a number next to it. And as you search, that counter keeps going up. So you'll see that here in a second. Now you have 10 points that you've earned through these searches for your cause, and you can go anytime and check, how many points you've raised. So that's really it. And like as users search on an ongoing basis, this will keep generating donations for the nonprofit. And the best thing about it is that it will be recurring donations. It's, you turn this on once, you start searching, and then every month, as long as users are searching, donations will keep going to the nonprofit. So now that we've seen this from an actual like consumer standpoint, or what your supporters would do, what can you do as a nonprofit to really drive up donations through this? And how do you get supporters to easily find your cause and be able to start supporting it? So the first step really is getting a custom URL for your nonprofit, and we have a few places you can do that. So here's an example of that dashboard experience that you saw. You can just click on copy URL, and you can just start using that link to promote, and it will be a custom URL for your specific cause. So in this example, you can see it's Contoso is the nonprofit. Once you take that URL, you share it on, say your social channels, email, put it up on your website and whatnot. Once your supporters see it, click through on it, you can see they land on this experience that lets them join Give With Bing, and select your specific cause. So we have the dashboard is the example here, but we also have a toolkit page, which we'll link to later in this deck, where you can just go and create that URL as well. And that's also the place where you can get all the other information you need. So, what do you need to start promoting this URL to your supporters? You can get that custom URL, like I mentioned. We also have in that toolkit that we'll share in the coming slides, assets and messaging that you can just take and plug and use essentially on whatever channels, whether it's social media or website or your emails, and that's it. Like it's more about just spread the word, because the more supporters that will sign up, the more donations that your nonprofit can receive. So I'll just walk through a couple screenshots of how other nonprofits have done it so far. So here's an example of the Special Olympics website that has Give It Bing as one of the ways that users can support the cause. Same thing on social media, email newsletters. And then here's another example of the Trevor Project doing that again across their website, social media. So it really is like, those couple steps that I mentioned earlier. So you might be wondering, how can a nonprofit be available as an option for users to select from Give It Bing? Like Altaf mentioned earlier, we've partnered with Benevity to be the kind of catalog solution and donation disbursement partner. So as long as the cause is registered with Benevity, it's in one of our 8 supported markets, they would be automatically available within Give It Bing. And today we support over 1 million causes in the US and over 400,000, 500,000 causes in other of the 7 supported markets that we have. So there's a good chance you're already available, but if you want to confirm, you can go to bing.com/give/search. In case you don't find your nonprofit there, you can feel free to reach out to us at givethingsupport@microsoft.com, and we can happily assist you on the steps needed. Now, another question you might have is, how much can a nonprofit raise with Give It Bing? So really the short answer is there is no real upper limit right now. Like we, as long as supporters come in, start searching, they're raising donations, Microsoft will make a donation to the charities. To give you an approximate idea of what each person who signs up, what that might result in. So with our current promotions, which change over time, but on average, a user can earn, say, about $10 of like donations in a month. If you put that in context of, say 1,000 users sign up, that is $10,000 a month that you're looking at, $120,000 a year. And that number, like really, the more supporters who sign up, the more donations will go to the nonprofit. And these would be recurring donations once someone signs up. So really the best way to generate ongoing donations is, making sure people are signing up and they're, using Bing on a regular basis. And then in order to take this, kind of further, how can we really help nonprofits to make sure they're getting, enough signups, they're getting enough donations going through to them through this program. We also have partnered with nonprofits. So we'll do some campaigns, like we can have the charities featured on our, kind of featured charities list to get more visibility within our search results, having prominent answers for the charity to sign up and such. So these are a few examples across the Microsoft ecosystem that we can leverage. We've also done on and off campaigns of donation matching and such. So in case you're interested in partnership opportunities, again, you can feel free to reach out to us at givewithbingsupport@microsoft.com, and we can look at some good partnership opportunities to see how we can take that impact further. So with that, leaving a couple resources here. The first thing is that toolkit that I mentioned earlier. So if you go to bing.com/give/toolkit, that will give you, everything you need from assets, messaging, and a way for you to create a custom URL for your charity. So it's right there for partnership opportunities. Again, feel free to reach out to us, and we can also make sure you get the email I mentioned, but it's givewithbingsupport@microsoft.com. And then as you go through this and use it, if you have any feedback as well for us for the program, that can really help you as a nonprofit to take this impact further, please feel free to reach out about those as well. We're always looking to improve and build on the experiences we have today. So with that kind of concludes the Give With Bing piece, and I will hand it back to Cameron.
Excellent. Well, thank you to both teams. That was incredibly insightful. Angelica, Warren, you feel free to pop back up here as well. There's been a ton of questions. I'll go ahead and moderate and throw some of this at you all, and hopefully I think as panelists you can see them as well. But thank you. I know, here at Community Boost we work with tons of different nonprofits, and I learned a lot in this session as well, and just got my wheels turning of all the ways we can use these different tools to empower more missions to drive more social good. So appreciate all you do for the sector. And I guess I'll just go ahead and pick and choose here a little bit. So Steve asks, could we define one more time and compare Microsoft 365 Business Basic versus Premium? You're muted, Angelica.
Yeah, let me get off mute. Yeah, so essentially with Business Premium, you get all of the teams, everything basically also on the cloud as well as your desktop. So what I'll do in the Q&A, I'll also pop in kind of the price comparison and the plan comparison, so that you can clearly see exactly what is included in Premium versus Basic.
Excellent. And if you still have questions you want to ask, go ahead and use the Q&A feature. And again, we'll be sending out, I know there's a ton of information in today's session, so that's all going out with additional links and a lot of the links of how to register, because that's been a very common question. Let me see here. So Wilmenia asks, can you please clarify with the cloud versus what I have now? Will this impact, our existing organizations that have been approved?
Yeah, and just some I probably just need some clarification versus what you have now, but I think you may mean like the desktop version, and really the cloud just makes everything a little bit more easier to collaborate, be able to share things real time. It really shouldn't affect anything, but I'm also happy to dive a little deeper with you on specifically what you have and how we can kind of enable you to either go to the cloud or do kind of a hybrid version.
So we'll pass one back here to the Give with Bing team. Emma asked, how can a nonprofit get on the Give with Bing list to be chosen as one of those options for users to pick?
Yeah, so I think there's two pieces to it. One is that by default, you can go and check in like bing.com/give/search if your nonprofit is already available in the catalog. And one way really is that you can use that custom URL and spread the word to your supporters through it. And that's one way that they can discover that this is another way that they can actually support the nonprofit. The other piece, which is like whether it's going to be a part of the featured set of charities. So that's something that we actually rotate every month or so, sometimes more often. So it really is like if you are interested in that, you can reach out to us. And what we try to do is, find the right fit for like, what's happening that month. If it's, say it's Earth Month, then we'll try to have nonprofits that align to that cause area and moment to be more relevant. And that's kind of how we work through that. So yeah, we'd be happy to discuss some of those opportunities.
Very cool. Binka asked, if we are registered in the US and based in another country, they're in Brazil, can they join the program?
So the nonprofit can definitely be a part of the program and earn donations. And yeah, from the nonprofit perspective, absolutely. From like being in Brazil and being able to actually search and earn points towards the cause, today you can't do that. It's in those 8 countries that our users can actually go and have those searches be contributing towards the cause. But if they're in any of those 8 countries, those searches can be donated to the cause that's registered in the US. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think so. And I think on kind of that note previously, Randall is asking, with so many charities in the program, basically he mentions, I'm sure it's easy for us little guys, quote unquote, to get drowned out by the larger mega charities. Do you ever promote smaller charities to the larger audience?
We do actually, like even right now, we try to have a good mix of, small and large charities, and that's really like what we want to avoid. So we've had, small local charity based out of Florida, like that we'd promoted for a while. Even right now, there's 4-H that's being promoted. So yeah, we do try to mix it up and make sure like there's equal kind of weight. And yeah, it's more about, if you're interested, definitely reach out to us, and as it's more about finding the right moment. That's yeah.
So I just want to add on top of it, along with us promoting, we are also giving the opportunity to you as a nonprofit volunteer or the nonprofit as well, because if you can co-market this to your audience base, then sky's the limit, right? Like Urmi was saying, if you can rally 10,000 users, probably you can get $50,000 to $100,000 a month, and it's a recurring donation. So that's the kind of scale you're talking about, right? And so again, it's a two-way partnership, right? We have enabled this ecosystem, but we want nonprofits to start adopting and making this as a key part of their fundraising opportunities that or levers that they have.
Excellent. Well, we'll take a few more here, and then I definitely want to give the panelists, a final word or any, like last top recommendation to get started. So Peter asked, and just being the first person to use the Q&A, it's a slightly different question, but I think it's interesting. We'd love to involve more Microsoft employees in our 501c3 music-related organization. Is there a way to attract more of them to better utilize the Microsoft Employee Giving Program? Perhaps there's a way, you can provide us with a Microsoft employee to spearhead a program that would attract other Microsoft employees. So, that's unique, but curious your gut reaction.
I think it's definitely an interesting question. I think we probably need to kind of think through what channels to help bring to light to leverage. So I'm happy to kind of take that offline too, and we'll kind of do some digging on our side to see the best way to connect. And I will say, I think we, Give with Bing works a lot with Benevity. We also work a lot with Benevity on our annual giving campaign stuff. And so they also may be a really good organization to connect with because, again, they work with us and our employees directly as well. So we can kind of noodle on that and come up with a good strategy for you.
Excellent. And then Adjoa asked, hopefully I got that right, but when will services extend to Africa and Latin America?
Is that specific? So for our Microsoft offers, we are already in those markets. So as long as you apply and we go through our registration, that's definitely available. Except for Lauren, with ads though, I think that may be a little bit different, right? Yeah, we are select markets there. Yeah,
that's right. We don't support those two markets currently.
And so does Give with Bing. If that question was for Give with Bing also, yeah, Give with Bing is not in those markets right now. But if, like Urmi was saying, if the nonprofit is registered in United States and if you have a loyal audience based in those 8 markets, you can still communicate with them. And then, if they start using Bing and choose that particular nonprofit, then it's still viable. Like, for example, I'll give you an example like Asha for education. It's a registered nonprofit in United States, but it operates mainly in India. And a lot of volunteers actually use some of the services and route the donations.
And then Asan asks, any discounts for Microsoft trainings?
Yeah, so I just put the link there to our training page. We do offer free training resources, so feel free to kind of go through that page and take a look. And then we also partner really closely with TechSoup to also do discounted training in kind of a larger series set. And that is something that we continuously kind of update. So feel free, bookmark that page and keep coming back to it.
All right. Let's see. So I want to make sure we have time here. Any just final thoughts, or kind of do a lightning round here of final recommendations to get started? We'll start with you, Angelica.
Yeah, I think thank you again for being here. It's super great to kind of filter a lot of these questions, and again, just kind of keep them coming, because the more we can clarify, the easier it's for us to kind of get that message out. I would say, yeah, final thing is we'll put the link in the chat for you to get started, and that's probably number one, just for you to take a look at any of our free or discounted offers. We definitely want you to register and go through the eligibility process, and so that would be probably my key call to action for all of you.
Lauren?
Yes, thank you. So from an advertising perspective, I'll kind of highlight some of the questions that I was getting and answering in chat, that some of you might be comparing this to Google Grants, which is a fair comparison. And when we were building this program and figuring out what is the opportune offer, which we're still working on evolving it, we learned that one of the pain points was all the restrictions on, let's say, types of keywords that you're able to build on, or the number or the amount you're able to bid on those keywords. So we don't have any of those restrictions. So even though there's a bit of an upfront cost, so it would be $2,500, we're confident that the ROI that you'll get back, in addition to the 50% off, will be beneficial for you. So we do recommend that you give it a try. I'm going to put the link to the sign up for our advertising program in the chat, and keep giving us that feedback as we learn and iterate on this program. Thank you.
I want to piggyback on that. You know, as a agency that does a lot of Google Ad Grants management, it's clearly a great tool. But we also do a lot of paid Google ads in addition to ad grants because of the stipulations, and you can, depending on the certain keywords and things like that. And we've been doing Microsoft ads even prior to this program existing, and the fact that some of our partners, depending on the audience they're trying to really target through Bing search, I mean, it was already working. And so we're definitely applying and think it's great, especially for year end right around the corner. So thanks for sharing more about that program.
Thank you so much.
I'll pass it to Urmi.
All right. Yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. And I think, yeah, like key takeaways would be like number one, check out like bing.com/give/toolkit. We'll put the link in the chat as well so that you can go and get whatever resources you need to start promoting this and try to see, does this help you drive up donations? And the second thing would be like, contact us with like givewithbing support@microsoft.com and with any questions you might have, or feedback on the experience on the program, or if you want to make sure you're available within Give with Bing and whatnot. So those would be the two kind of takeaways, I would say. Yeah, and thanks again for being here.
All right, last but not least.
Yeah, thanks, Cameron and team, first of all, for the amazing opportunity, and to the audience for listening to us and staying till the end. I think, like I was mentioning earlier, we are a new program and we have just begun our journey for Give with Bing. Help us co-market. The way I look at it is, Microsoft Bing is willing to give back, and let's make use of that opportunity, and let's spread out the word. The more users use, of course it helps me in my business, but also in return it helps the nonprofits and helps make us make a better world. So please spread the word. If you need any help from our side, reach out to us. Urmi is going to put the support alias also in the chat, and we'll be looking to collaborate with you. Thank you.
Well, I definitely want to, first thank the audience for everyone who registered and tuned in today. Again, tons of resource will be coming up in that follow-up email as soon as we can get that out. If we didn't get your question, we will be sharing the questions with the speakers, and those are possibly going to be getting outreach offline. We'll let you know. And again, I definitely want to thank all our panelists today, and I want to thank you for everything Microsoft delivers for the social sector and is continuing to innovate. This was such a jam-packed session that just covered really that full ecosystem of tools and resources. So thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to share this with our audience, and we'll continue to circulate this for our audience here at Community Boost. And if you are interested in learning more about Community Boost too, check out communityboost.org. And in the meantime, we'll have an amazing day, everyone. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you all soon.